cya shitani cyarakaye.
Umusore utanyezo ugasaba ari umuntu.
Ndindahiro Valence Papa.
Acha bana we. Nta muntu ntabwo wandenza amavi.
They could be mad at me. Look at my family.
And then hano handitse Rutwitsi Muzi my aka.
Walk in China rather to be in
Tata wafite karisimbi.
Kabikunda simbo.
When it comes to defending this country that has suffered for so long and nobody came to the help, I don't need permission from anybody. To do what we have to do to protect ourselves. So, finally, the Kagame you see or there, or you like or you don't like, is going to be there anyway. I don't need anybody to like me or to hate me to live my life. I live my life whether you like me or you don't like me. And I have my views, I express them, I will do things, I do. So I owe my living to not a single individual or country, even if powerful ones. No, we are all human beings created, sometimes they say by God, I don't know, maybe. So, ntimugatinye ibitumbaraye. Sometimes biri mu busa. Haba harimo umwuka. Umwuka, you know, a balloon. A balloon, you need a needle. So, who is in charge of what? In this world, who now does what? Now there comes the Eastern Congo conflict as such. One, you try to do some research, do some inquiries, you do some intelligence. Rwanda did not in any way create this war that is happening in Eastern Congo. For me, I'm giving a fact. Go and investigate and prove me wrong. Rwanda never got involved in starting this fighting that has happened in Eastern Congo. But with time, there has been an effort to actually make it our war. That we are the ones who started it. Over time, this is what has happened. Now, using what? If you see the combination of hate speech and the displacement of these people, you come to understand what actually was behind it. Maybe somebody thought they were being smart, and they thought that was the way to end the M23 problem, which was there in 2012, because there is ethnic cleansing, pushing these Tutsis to Rwanda, to belong there because that's where they belong. And Kagame is a Tutsi, he's the president of Rwanda, let them go and join their president. This is what is behind it. One time we had a meeting and we were having an argument with the leaders. And of course there was a contradiction in some of these people's argument. I asked specifically, I said, and that's that one responsible for Congo. I said, we are not going to address anything unless you come out clearly to tell us facts about the situation. I asked him, I said, are these people in M23 Congolese or not? And he said to me, and there were other leaders in the meeting, that absolutely, these are Congolese. Then he came out to say that he has in fact even openly talked about it. I think when he was in the US or UK, I don't remember what he said, that he came out and said it. So he was confirming that these are Congolese. I said, fine. So how do they become our problem? How do they become Rwanda's problem? I also asked him, I said, do you know when these people, the group that started this fighting, do you know where they came from? In fact, before he answered, the president of the country where they came from is the one who said it. He said, yeah, no, actually they came from, this man refused to solve their problems, and they decided to cross the border and go back where they belong. So then I asked him again, I said, so how do you keep associating Rwanda with this problem? I even asked him, I said, why did you the other day bomb our territory? Because they had been sharing with artillery, heavy artillery across the border onto our territory in Kinigi. There are people here who know it. I said, why? What are you doing? What do you want? And he just said, no, but this, they should go back. I said, go back where? Those who came here, they were about between 500 and 600 when they ran away on 2013. There are those who crossed and came here, about between 500 and 600 fighters with their arms. What we did, we put them in a camp in what is this, former Kibungo, Ngoma areas. That's why we put them as refugees. And we removed the arms, actually handed back the arms to government in Kinshasa. This they know, they can't even deny. They said they had wanted to solve the problem politically. They invited some of the leaders of this group, took them to Kinshasa, that they wanted to talk to them and resolve the problem. These people, the leaders of this group, went to Kinshasa. They are put in a hotel, spent 5 months without seeing anybody to talk to them until they left. Of course, they left heavy bills behind in the hotel. Nothing else. Now, but when you see, then you would see in You saw in the statements of different organizations and so, blaming Rwanda for M23 conflict in Eastern Congo. I cannot tell you the reasons exactly why that would be happening. Now, but I would ask people so. You may associate us with M23. You may blame us for everything, M23. What do you say about FDLR that is in Eastern Congo for the last 30 years, more or less? I thought even the forces, the UN forces that were put in Eastern Congo or in Congo were put there to actually address this problem and maybe other problems, but this one was the main one. But you've been there for decades. It has been so costly, but the problem is still there. And then some of them tried. The government said, no, they are not there, we don't have FDLR, and then we would give them names. But these are the leaders, 1, 2, so and so and so and so and so. They are in this location. In fact, I one time told the president of DRC, no. I said, you don't know that these people are there in this place, that place, and they've been even manning roadblocks and they collect taxes. He says, so he remembered. he remembered that has been happening. So I said, so what are we talking about? You have FDLR who have taken over territories in Eastern Congo and are collecting taxes, and you are telling me they are not there? So anyway, when all this came to some point, and this war was raging, and this time it turned into where the government in Kinshasa wanted to, they mobilized the people, they thought they would now throw M23, push them into Rwanda. And this still remains, by the way, the aim. This is the goal. So I told our friends, these powerful friends of ours, I've even said it publicly, when it comes to defending this country that has suffered for so long and nobody came to the help, I don't need permission from anybody. To do what we have to do to protect ourselves. I will say it in broad daylight. I have said it to those who matter in this problem. And that's what is going to happen. You go home, sleep, don't do anything. There will be nothing crossing these borders of this small country of ours. If anybody attempts, so ntimugatinye ibitumbaraye. Sometimes birimo ubusa. Haba harimo umwuka, a balloon. A balloon, you need a needle. Just ibyari birimo ukayoberwa aho bigiye mugatinya ibitumbaraye. And I'm saying this not only that, ikindi nuko where we have been 30 years ago, there is nothing worse that can happen to us. Also, that means if you ever put us in a situation where we have to think like it's going back to that time, then we have nothing to lose. We will fight like people have nothing to lose. And somebody will pay the price other than ourselves. You have seen, I have not answered these insults that are coming from the south, from the west. Those ones don't kill. So I cannot go, that's not us. But they will learn something with time. They learn something that they made a big mistake. Absolutely, a big mistake. That's why I was telling the young people, happily who seem to be like in those years when we were still young. I've seen our young people they are really ready to fight for and defend this country. But we don't provoke any situation. We don't, in fact, we've even refused to be provoked. We are provoked and we ignore it for as long as it hasn't crossed a certain line. But the rest, these are just words, people talking and here and there, blaming us for everything and making us carry our own burden, but also other people's burden. No, we carry our own burden. We know our burden we have to carry, but making me carry somebody else's burden is going to be a problem. It's really going to be a problem. It won't happen. So for the defense of this country, when we are right, when we are attacked, I don't ask anybody's permission, not at all.
If you watch at the...
Me is the person you see. I'm not hiding anything. What you see in me is what I am. If you are just going by the looks or by whatever, or what I do more, I think is what may describe me than my physical looks. So I wanted to say, what you see is what you get with me. In most cases, in words or in deeds, they relate. My deeds and my words tend to relate. My looks may be different from that, may be different from my deeds and and how I think. But in any case, isn't the description of the looks also subjective? There are people who see me as through the looks as a terrible person. There might be others who say, after all, there's nothing bad looking like that. So it's subjective. But to the point you're making about tyrant or cruel, or you see, you can't be bad to that extent. Cruel or a tyrant or bloodthirsty or whatever, and hide it. It's difficult. Even if you try to hide it, there is a moment it betrays you. And that also, once it has come out or once it is not there, you register the feeling, the description, from people who have to deal with you. If I was, some of the things people have said about me or described me as, I mean, the judgment is out there, either for the people of this country or other people somewhere else. And it wouldn't just be confined to the press, because the press is full of individuals. But these individuals don't add up to a population that is as big as Rwanda's, even if Rwanda is very small. These are just individuals. 5 in France, 10 in America, 3 in China, 2 in Belgium, and so on and so forth. If you add all of them up, and they are even all negative and saying things about me, surely these can't be the people that are right and the rest wrong. But they only take advantage of the platform they have, they're able to command some voice that they put out there for people to, even people who don't know what you're talking. There are many people who even don't know about Kagame and get to know him by what a journalist has said, or one in the press has said. And in many cases, in my experience, some of them have started by hearing what the journalist said, and they ended up saying, but we've been told lies, when they come to know this through other means, either by direct contact or visit or whatever, and interaction with other people who know this person that has been talked about. They may say, this person told us lies. And consistently, over many years, has been telling us lies. What we saw, what we heard, whether it is this city, whether it is the person, whether it is this. They say, no, but what we are being told is completely different. So, finally, the Kagame you see, or there, or you like, or you don't like, is going to be there anyway. I don't need anybody to like me or to hate me to live my life. I live my life whether you like me or you don't like me. And I have my views, I express them, I do things, so I owe my living to a single individual or country, even if powerful ones. No, we are all human beings created, sometimes they say by God, I don't know, maybe some, we are there for something. But so for somebody to have powers over me, that one I can tell you is not possible. Even the most powerful didn't create me. Who created them, first of all? And we are all here just temporarily. If we are lucky, we live up to 100 years. Those are the luckiest. You know? So the one who is saying all that has also his time, and he'll go like all of us. Everyone has their day. So that's why I can't accept that anyone who has powers over somebody else to the point of dictating. Even the most powerful don't have power over us, how we live, how we do. So, but the Kagame has been shaped by that philosophy, that understanding, that, well, I try like any human being and do my best, do what I can do what I have to do. I may have flaws, make mistakes, own up and do good things, benefit others. And so I'm that person. Tell those people that actually to know me is not complicated. It's straightforward. It's me. Then other things we can discuss on the side. But that was a very powerful question.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency Amu Kanampili from AFP. My question is about the March 23 movement in Eastern DRC. Your government has previously denied backing the movement. Does that denial still stand a year and a half later? And what is the current relationship between Rwanda's government and the M23? Thank you.
Well, those who accuse us, I would ask them why they actually don't support M23 themselves, including AFP, you as a journalist. Why don't you support M23? Or why is the question, you support M23 or you don't support M23? First of all, what is M23? M23 is an organization born in and out of Congo. That's number one. Number two, these are Congolese. And you will hear even Congo admit it. Now, why do they exist? Why are they fighting? Why do they have arms? Is another question. It is also a simple question. They exist because they have been denied their rights as citizens of that country. They are called Tutsis of Rwanda. Fine. But then you need to be educated also a little bit about history. We have Rwandan communities in Congo who are Congolese, and by the way, these are not just Tutsis. It is the same social structure of our country that is also there in Congo. Like, in fact, we have other neighboring countries where they are, but they are citizens of those countries. We have 100,000 people originating from this community, 100,000 who have been living here in Rwanda in refugee camps for the last 2 decades. Why? because they are being uprooted from their ancestral homes, persecuted, and sent across. In fact, there are more in Uganda. There are 300, there's 100,000 here, there are hundreds of thousands there in Uganda, more numbers. So M23 is born out of that situation. That's why I asked the question. I said, well, why wouldn't anybody else, why are we being accused as Rwanda of supporting M23? And I'm saying even those who accuse us, actually I should accuse them of not supporting M23 because it is as if they agree with the injustice that is being done to this community. Otherwise, if you didn't agree with that injustice, you would be actually raising questions. Why these people of M23 being treated like this? Why are we having 100,000 refugees here in Rwanda? That's where you would start from. Not start from asking Rwanda, are you supporting M23 or not? Are you still denying it? Because you are asking the wrong question. The issue is not whether anybody supports M23 or not. The issue is, what is actually the problem of M23? That's the question you should have asked, in fact. What is the problem? What is this thing called M23? Are they human beings? Are they this? Are they Rwandans? Are they Congolese? Are they that? Why? Why do they exist? Why do they even have arms and are fighting in their own country? This is the right question that I should be asked. So whether Rwanda supports or associated in any way is actually immaterial. It is relevant to the question. Or even you, if you want to educate yourself or educate the public, the question should have been simple. Ask me, by the way, what do you understand the M23 to be? What is it? That's a fair question. That's the one I would wish to be associated with rather than whether I support or not support.
Sophie Mkwena from the South African Broadcasting Corporation. Mr. President, yesterday we spoke to President Cyril Ramaphosa, who said you had a marathon meeting on Saturday night. You also have the former South African president in the country who joined yesterday. Were you able to raise issues that we spoke about on Thursday in relation to Rwanda's relationship with South Africa, particularly the issue of the DRC? Thank you so much.
We could not have spent hours, the President of South Africa and I meeting and definitely not talk about that. It featured, and I think we had a very good discussion, very good understanding of the situation and maybe the best ways we can work together to resolve that. I was satisfied. So, and it seems your interview also helped. The discussion you had and the questions you asked maybe informed all of us and prepared us for that discussion. So we had even a reference point. So we definitely did discuss that, and I'm satisfied. I hope the President himself is satisfied that we can make good progress on a number of fronts to resolve the issues.